In the shooting match between the U.S. and Mexico over Donald Trump's threatened tariff war, there's a clear winner, and her name is Claudia Sheinbaum, the new president of Mexico. Donald Trump probably thought he could try to pick on her since she just got elected a couple of months ago, and she fired back, and the markets have responded in praising her, and also the peso trading market has responded by declaring that the winner is Mexico because now the peso is 1.5% higher than it was before the attack by Donald Trump against the dollar. I'm going to use my Wall Street background to talk to you here on Legal AF, the Midas Touch Network, about this phony trade war that Donald Trump has started. And then once Sheinbaum retaliated, he backed down. The markets watched and responded by lifting the peso against the dollar. Let me break it all down for you. A couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump thought it was in the economic best interest of average Americans to do two things: deport 40% of the undocumented workforce that fires and powers sectors like construction and our food supply and our internet commerce. In the same time, he said, why don't I start a trade war and tax Mexico and Canada 25% in tariffs and China 10%, representing 40% of our trading partners? Well, Mexico and Canada immediately fired back in different ways. There's reporting, and I'll probably do a hot take on it, about Trudeau heading down to Mar-a-Lago, maybe on bended knee, forced there by his government, to make nice with Donald Trump and to try to convince him in a meeting he just held, along with Donald Trump's economic team, including his new commerce nominee, Howard Lutnick, and some other people in the room, about trying to avoid the 25% tariff. But that's not what Claudia Sheinbaum did. Maybe because she's an economist, maybe because she has a doctorate, maybe because she's really tough and really smart. And so she immediately did two things that the Canadians did not do. She issued a letter in Spanish in response to Donald Trump, in which she threatened her own 25% tariff, which economists have shown will lead to the following dire impacts on the U.S. economy: an immediate loss of 500,000 jobs on the U.S. side of that dispute. 500,000 jobs, poof, goodbye overnight because of the trade war, and a substantial increase in the cost of living for Americans. I thought that's the reason people voted for him. I mean, I keep hearing the two reasons that Kamala Harris and Democrats lost, besides some issues with her candidacy and the fact that there wasn't a primary system that selected her, but was that people voted with their pocketbook and their wallet, and they were upset about immigration and a couple of culture war issues that apparently the Democrats obviously lost about protection for the LGBTQ plus community. But I thought it was really all about the economy. I didn't realize that we had given Donald Trump a quote unquote mandate of quote unquote historic proportions, none of which is true, in order to wreck our economy or to do a science experiment. Let's see what will happen. And so Sheinbaum reminded Donald Trump in her letter on official President Mexico letterhead that the two major exporters out of Mexico who will be hit with the 25% tariff are, if she does her side of the tariff, General Motors and Ford, who have been in the country for almost 100 years, making products in their plants in Mexico. No, they would not escape a 25% retaliatory tariff imposed by Mexico. Is that what they want to do? And that's where a lot of the 500,000 jobs on the other side come out, and the higher costs. Now, the market, let me turn to my prior Wall Street background here. The market has responded. And the peso traders, there's currency traders, what we call foreign exchange traders, FX traders. They sit there making money on the arbitrage between a certain it could be a sort of a straddle or a butterfly. What that means is they're matching different currencies and trying to trade one against the other. The peso against the dollar, right? The euro against the dollar or the peso.